Well, hello. I am trying Dying Engine. Um, I've tried it once before this video, but video had a problem, so I started again. Uh, from what I saw, what I can say already is that all these texts are going crazily too fast because I have I have just the time to read 5 words, and after all goes too fast, and I can't understand what's going on. I don't have any time to understand why there is all this stuff written on the screen. I like the appearance, the apparition uh, of the robot that you control, and before the game gets crazy like it was in my previous game, uh, I would talk about the things that was frustrating or disturbing for me. About the controls of the robot, one thing that is really counterintuitive is the fact that you have to keep the 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 W key pressed for a while to notice that your robot will move will move because if you just hit once, your robot will remain still, and it's really weird because in my previous try I was hitting like crazy on the movement keys, and nothing was happening. And in fact I had to keep uh, the key pressed for a very long time to notice that it was actually moving my robot. So it's it's really weird. Uh, what I have to say aside that is there is too much information shown to the player at the beginning, and there is too much stuff happening around the player. He don't have the time to breathe and to understand each pieces of the game. It's too damn fast, and there is too much. It's too much in a hurry. it's too much. It's too much in a rush. So one thing that is disturbing also is the fact that you can only move on the right, the left, the top, and the bottom, but not in diagonals. One other thing that is just disturbing is the difference of speed between the robot that you move and the enemies. The enemies are really fast in comparison to to you. Rotate also into red fire. Okay. You can curve. Okay. So if you look at that plane, you will notice that it's really hard to kill it. I'm pretty sure it's an enemy because that's the first time I managed to kill a plane, so I'm really happy with it. The the graphics are are nice, but there is too much things to look at the screen, and it's kind of hard to understand clearly what's going on. For example, here I'm trying since I was trying since almost 20 seconds to move my robots, and I can't figure out how I control my robot. It's counterintuitive. I can't understand why. Where is the logic in the movement? Here, apparently, you can get out of the screen because I can't see myself. I don't know what's going on. Where am I? I'm lost. Okay, so okay, I'm here, but I can't get back to the center of the screen. So maybe it's better to allow the screen to follow the robot, or to prevent the robot to go out of the screen. About the screen effect, to make the vision like you look into a computer screen, it's nice, but it's too often present. It should be here just a really few times. It's if you make it if you show that effect constantly, the effect will just be a parasite for the understanding of what's happening on the game. I think the game have a good potential beyond all this sorry, I'm searching my word. Behind all these defaults, I think the game have kind of potential, but it's not well distributed. You have to slow down the game. You have to distribute every aspect of the game one after one, and give to the player the time to appreciate every game mechanics of the game, because I was really frustrated when I played it, and it's like you enter in a game, and you start with level 10 instead of level 1. I okay, so here, okay, so the shred that you get allows you to gain some improvement for your spaceship. So maybe your game is set to fatal error, to be a game where you die and retry until you have customized your ship in the correct way. But aside of that, I think you have to pace your game and balance how many enemies you will send in after you. You have to make your movement feedback more clear and more more natural, because uh, it happened a lot where I wanted to move my robot to the top, so I tried to press the key that makes him move to the top, but nothing was happening because I was turned in a certain direction. So it was kind of hard to understand uh, where I was, where I have to look with my mouse, but looking with a mouse was like moving to uh, aiming target. So one was for the robot orientation, but another one for the aiming fire. I think if you want to stay in movement straight, you have to get rid of yellow target, and if the player push the up key, like W or like the up arrow, uh, the robot should go up. You don't don't I'm losing my word. Don't don't disrupt sorry don't disrupt the player by asking him to look at a specific direction, and also it's counterintuitive to see that you can look in diagonals way on any angles that you want, and you can move only straight forward. It's really disturbing. So I I will not give any feedback because there is already a lot of thing to reconsider, but I think the game has a nice potential, but right now it's too the mechanics needs to be more more well distributed to a player. And also I've noticed that there is a lot of things coming in the game, and the more you play, the more there is assets moving in the game, and the more the game begin to lag. So think to I think you have to remove the old things that are not used anymore. For example, when you kill an enemy, you have to remove a lot of smoke, or remove the pieces that fall apart. Anyway, that kind of stuff. Sorry, but I encourage you to continue your project, but you have to balance it to make it work correctly. I hope my feedback helped you.